Okay, welcome back guys to Archive Gaming. So, Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence, not Ascension, is what we're going to be kicking off. So the reason I switched from Ascension is because I guess Ascension has more officers. Like in terms of the gameplay, it focuses more on officer play. That's a lot of features for that. So since I'm going to play as a daimyo, I'm just going to keep it on Sphere of Influence because I don't like my cup already overrunneth. You know what I mean? I already have more on my plate trying to learn this game, so I don't need all the officer stuff, the additional, all that stuff. That I will wait to figure. I'll figure that out later someday. You know, who knows, right? I haven't played the Nobunaga's Ambition series since PS2. And, you know, my favorite one was Iron Triangle. I fucking loved that game. That game was excellent. But it was really heavy. You know, it's strategy-wise, development-wise, there's a lot of little nuances to it. There was a lot of stuff that you had to learn. So I just want to keep it focused on the ruler. So, speaking of the ruler, let me start talking about who I'm going to go with, what scenario we're going to go with. Now, one thing that does suck is that Ascension does have all the DLC scenarios. So when I had my Ascension copy and I booted it up, there's a ton of scenarios for that game because it has all the DLC. There's like 20, 25. There's just tons. This one isn't bad either. I mean, you've got like 10 to start. So if I ever want to play the DLC stuff, I'll probably pop in Ascension. But that's after I figure out the basics of this game as a ruler, because that's all I'm ever going to play as, honestly. That's what I enjoy more. So let me talk about the Saito clan, who we're going to use. Now, it's really, for me, it's been between these two scenarios, 1542 and 1551. 1542 is really focused on the Saito clan, but I think I'm gonna go with 1551 to start, because it's a little bit further along. Nobunaga's taken over, the head of the clan. Shingen's expanded his power base. The Imagawa are kind of encroaching. Things are kind of picking up in the center. I don't want it to be... I still feel like playing in the center in this game is still chaotic, if it's anything like Iron Triangle. But, just to have it a little bit more prominent, because I don't know if I'm gonna... I don't know where in the timeline I am, so I'm just gonna play around Okizama. We're gonna get a little bit closer. So we're gonna do 1551, and we're gonna go with the Saito. So let me just boot it up on this one just so you guys can see. Saito clan, and they're easily the best. He's easily the best officer in his own clan. Dosen is. Oh, we've got Mitsuhide apparently. That's definitely him. Recognize his portrait. Wait, this is the head? Yeah, this is the head. Okay. So, Dosen Saito, he's the head of the clan. S tier officer. And I think, is that his son? Yes. Wow, his son is lowered. His stats are much lower than they used to be. The stats used to be a lot higher. He used to be 90 and 90 at least. I think his intelligence was always low, but... Yoshitatsu ends up rebelling and killing Dosen. He's already 58, so we're only going to have him probably for a few years before he passes away. Or I don't know if we're going to get the event. If we get the event, I'll definitely trigger the event just to see it. Where Yoshitatsu rebels and takes leadership of the clan. Schemer Guts. Okay, so he's easily our best. And then everyone else is probably going to be mediocre, except for Mitsuhide, if it's anything like the PS2. 73. 5 castles, that's crazy. Yeah, there's Mitsuhide of Honganji fame, the guy who rebelled against and ended up killing Nobunaga at Honnoji, I mean. Wow, look at his stats. Just as high as they always are in every version of this game. He looks different too. He looks like young in the portraits. I'm assuming the portraits probably change as the years roll by. Okay, so between Mitsuhide and Dosen, those are going to be our main guys. And my plan is to probably maintain our alliance with the Oda. Oh, we're normal. Okay, we'll build up trust with them. Get an alliance with the Oda. And then, you know, maybe absorb some neighboring territories. But I really want to bring the fight to Shingen. That's what I'd like to do in this Let's Play. How I'm going to do that, I'm not too sure. Because, like I said, this will be my first time coming back to the series in a long time. Since the PS2. But once I figure stuff out, that's going to be our overarching goal, is going to be taking the fight to the Takeda, heading east, expanding east, because that's where the big battles are going to be. You know, the Hojo is going to be over here, the Imagawa's over there, the Uesugi. Maybe we can catch him and pin him down between the two. And then we'll also support the Oda, try to keep Nobunaga alive. If he doesn't have any events that help him out or anything. I don't know how events work in this game. But, yeah, that's going to be the plan. I'm going to go with the Saito. I'm kind of excited. I always like playing in the center in these games. I would usually play as either the Saito or the Imagawa after they lose Okizama, because they're on the brink of ruin. And it's always fun to try to bring them back from the brink of ruin. But, yeah, because the Oda are really... You know, I mean, Nobunaga, obviously, but his whole force is really stacked. So it's very easy. You know, you can get away with a lot. You know, it's a lot like Cao Cao. You can overlook a lot of things and get away with murder in some situations. But the Saito are right next to them. They're in a similar position, almost the same position as the Oda. You're right next to them, but you're not quite as strong. You're nowhere near as strong, honestly. So you've got to make use of your best guys, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing. But yeah, we'll probably play it on normal, and yeah, we'll be kicking this Let's Play off in probably the next day or two. I'll start putting out videos for this, so we'll see how it goes, guys. So if anybody has any strategies or, you know, even advice, really, just let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, I've looked online, but everything's pretty much, you know, draft and make sure you have money to draft, and that's about it. You know, it's hard to find too many in-depth videos on this game, and it's always been like that. You know, most of the Nobunagas is just like the romance games. It's hard to find good analysis of it. But yeah, like I said, we'll probably have it in the next day or two. I'm thinking I'll be starting it out. So we'll see how it goes. So until then, guys, like and subscribe if you're not already. You know, we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna keep going with the Under a Yellow Sky Let's Play, and we're probably gonna have a live stream of that every Sunday. So look forward to that on Sundays as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.